In the heart of the bustling city stood a mansion that shimmered like glass beneath the morning sun. It belonged to Ethan Radin, a name that echoed in every corporate meeting room, magazine cover, and financial headline. He was the CEO of Radin Enterprises, a man who built his empire from relentless ambition, long nights, and decisions that broke others before they broke him. Yet behind the commanding voice and designer suits, Ethan carried a secret loneliness that even his wealth could not bury. He lived in luxury but slept in silence. The only sounds in his home were the ticking of the marble clock and the faint footsteps of a young maid named Lila. Lila was different from anyone Ethan had ever hired. She spoke softly, always looked down when spoken to, and did her duties with care so meticulous that even Ethan couldn't find a fault in it. She never complained, never asked for more hours or less, and always left the room before he entered, as though afraid to disturb the air he breathed. To most people, she was invisible. But to Ethan, she had become curious. There was something about her quiet diligence that unsettled him. One morning, Ethan overheard two other staff members gossiping by the hallway. "Did you see how she cleaned his study?" one said. "She treats the place like a temple," said the other. "And she refuses tips too. Says she doesn't deserve money she hasn't earned fully." That sentence stayed in Ethan's mind long after. Didn't deserve money she hadn't earned fully. He had never heard anyone say that, especially not in his world, where everyone wanted more, faster. That night, Ethan sat in his grand living room, staring at the chandelier above, thinking. Could someone still be honest in a world built on self-interest? Was she really as pure as she seemed, or was it an act to gain his trust? He decided to find out. The next day, he created a test. He told his staff he'd be working from home and that he didn't want to be disturbed in his private study. Then he spread a small pile of cash on the wooden table, nothing too obvious, but enough to tempt someone, and laid back on the couch pretending to fall asleep. Hours passed. The golden sunlight spilled through the long curtains, painting the room in shades of amber. Lila entered quietly, unaware that her every move would be watched. She tiptoed across the carpet, her eyes focused only on the dust that wasn't even there. She adjusted the curtains, picked up a small book from the floor, and set it gently on the shelf. Then she noticed the cash on the table. Her eyes froze for a moment. Ethan, through his half-closed lids, watched her every reaction. Would she touch it? Would she pocket it, even just a single bill? Instead, Lila took a deep breath, looked toward him, thinking he was asleep, and then did something Ethan didn't expect at all. She slowly gathered the money, counted it once, and placed it inside the book he had been reading the night before. Then she whispered softly, almost like a prayer, "Sir, you must take better care of your blessings." Ethan's chest tightened. He hadn't expected guilt to creep up on him, but it did. Her voice had sincerity, not fear. She could have taken it, lied, or ignored it, but she chose to protect what wasn't hers. Then, something even stranger happened. Lila turned toward the sleeping figure and looked at him for a long moment. There was sadness in her eyes, not curiosity. She whispered, "You always look so tired. I hope someday, someone helps you rest for real." She quietly left the room. Ethan lay there, pretending stillness, but his mind was wide awake. Her words echoed in his chest louder than any applause he had ever received in boardrooms. Someone helps you rest for real. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. He replayed the moment over and over, the gentle way she spoke, the way she protected his money without being told, the way she noticed his weariness even when he didn't. For years, people had flattered him, feared him, envied him, but no one had ever felt sorry for him. The next morning, he called his assistant and asked for Lila's file. Her background was simple: orphaned at 16, worked 2 jobs to support her younger brother, no record of misconduct, never late, never absent. She earned less in a month than what he spent on a single business lunch. Something stirred inside Ethan, an emotion he didn't recognize. Maybe guilt. Maybe admiration. Maybe both. That afternoon, he called her into his study. She entered hesitantly, eyes downcast. "You asked for me, sir," she said quietly. "Yes," Ethan replied, standing by the window. "Tell me, Lila, do you like working here?" "Yes, sir," she said instantly. "It's an honor." He studied her expression, no hesitation, no hidden motive. Just gratitude. And if you were given the chance to do something else, something bigger, he pressed. She looked confused. Bigger, sir? Yes. Suppose you could study again. Would you? Her eyes widened. No one had ever asked her that before. I wanted to once, she said, voice trembling. But life doesn't always ask what we want, sir. Ethan smiled faintly. Sometimes, it does, he said softly. We just have to listen. For the first time in years, Ethan felt something shift in him, a realization that money could test people, but it could also transform lives if used right. He decided then that this test wasn't over. He wanted to see how far her humility and goodness could go, not to exploit it, but to nurture it.